My name is Gianni Russo, a.k.a. Carlo, the infamous son-in-law from The Godfather. I'm now known as the Hollywood Godfather, and this is my story.
Before all of the wins in my portfolio, I was a little boy diagnosed with polio. Experimenting with cures, I tried every one. Felt everything in my right, but my left was numb. Walking with a limp, like will I ever run? Once again, or is this it? Am I forever done? Living in the hospital was never fun. Some people were cool, but not everyone.
Welcome, everybody. It's time for another Hollywood Godfather podcast. Now, if you tuned in last week, and I hope you did, I hope you tune in every week, I'm going to talk to you about a show tonight that I know Jeannie's going to go crazy. It's so extravagant and so insane. And talking about Jeannie, let's bring Jeannie Raymond back. Always my host with the mostest.
That's right. Oh, I love these stories, Gianni. They are so much fun. And everybody, don't forget to look on our Instagram and Facebook. We'll have some of the things that we're talking about will be showing up on there too, in case you're just listening.
Yeah, like we mentioned last week, and a lot of these stories are in my book, Hollywood Godfather, My Life in the Movie and the Mob, which is a bestseller now for 3 years. Go on Amazon. You'll see over 5,000 five-star reviews. But if you would like the book and autographed, just go to johnnyrusso.com. You'll find out how to buy it. We're going to make some of these articles available also. They're all vintage. I mean, the stuff we're talking about is, well, the story tonight takes place in 1970. So that's 54 years tonight that this went on. And with no further ado, let me tell you what we're talking about. Frank Sinatra, obviously, the living legend at that time, and Caesar's Palace was having their 4th anniversary. And Sinatra was going to host a party for 500 of the top newscasters, publicity, TV personality for the anniversary. Plus, his daughter, Nancy, was going to join him on stage because her record just went platinum. These boots were made for walking. Now, you can understand these tickets are like gold. You got to be somebody to get a ticket. Now, I'm living there already a couple of years, and I'm saying I'm going to this party. And I don't want to give it away, but I said, I know I can go. Plus, it was being done at Caesar's Palace. One of my closest friends at that time is a kid called Alan Margulies. He was the head of publicity. So that in itself, I figured I got an in. Angelo, who was running the Laurent room there already, and so, I mean, Circus Maximus, he was at the Laurent room, another place. Circus Maximus, which is the big showroom where this was going to take place. So long story short, the publicity about this show and getting a ticket was astronomical. Any pit boss you knew, anybody that you knew that thought you would get your ticket, forget about it. I made the call. I called everybody. I called Alan Margulies. He said, Johnny, it's all being controlled by Sinatra's office. I even called Dorothy, who is Frank Sinatra's personal assistant, got her own number. I said, Dorothy, how can I get a ticket to that? She said, oh, Johnny, forget about it. Everybody wants to go to this thing. I said, well, I got to get in. She said, I don't know how you're going to do it. I can't help you with that. Talk to the old man. And he was avoiding my calls already because he probably knew I wanted to go. And he and I, at that time, we had like a love-hate relationship because, I was so crazy at the time and doing things that he couldn't even understand. But there was no stopping me because he knew the people I was around.
Right.
So, so I'm spending more time at Caesar's Palace, and I'll tell you how arrogant I was at that time. Not arrogant, but I was so self-assured that I was going. A.J. Pratt became one of the best dressers in the whole world. He was dressing Elvis by that time, me. I had him make me an Edwardian tuxedo, all in black antelope suede,
Holy cow.
with a cape.
He was in, just took that place by storm. He was in the right place making
Oh my
money
God.
and making history with all of the stuff he put
Oh
together.
yeah. I mean, well, we'll do a show on him. That's a whole other show.
Oh, he's amazing.
But so AJ made me this Edwardian tuxedo, which was totally crazy. I had Jack Weinstein, who owned Tower of Jewels, who made a lot of jewelry for me. I had him make me 24 long stem roses at a 14 karat gold. And AJ made a box for them to match my outfit, so the box looked the same.
Oh my God.
I was ready to make an impression because
So
I was.
sad we didn't have the cell phones with the camera on them back
Oh,
then.
I know, my God, yeah. And so I figured, I'm going to go to this party, so I had to get prepared for it. So I kept making calls, kept doing this, kept doing that, and I'm getting nowhere. And the clock is ticking. We're getting closer and closer and closer. So now I'm saying, let me call Dorothy one more time. I said, tell the old man I gotta go. I'll pay. I'll make any contribution he wants for charity. He said, Johnny, there's only certain people going. I said, I want to be one of those certain people.
Right.
So she says, you have to talk to Frank. So now I'm saying to myself, how am I going to get into this thing? So what I did, I called Alan's office. Now there was a girl that I used to let into my club, my house on Monday nights to go to the party. Carol, she worked for him. It was always good to work around people that had that kind of influence. So I called her and I said, Carol, has everybody RSVP'd for the party yet? She said, no. In fact, we're waiting. I said, well, who's like the biggest person that hasn't RSVP'd yet? She said, well, let me look at the list. She looked at the list. She said, well, I know Frank is really counting on Jackie Onassis and Aristotle coming. I said, okay. I said, let me know. She said, that's the biggest person who is not RSVP. I said, okay. So now I keep going. So now it's about 3 days out. I still haven't gotten invited. I bought all this stuff. And one thing about me, you'll find out, and my audience will find out. If I put something in my head,
Oh,
I'm going. So now I call another name that you got familiar with on the show, Elias Ghanem.
oh,
And he was Dr. Feelgood for Elvis. But what he also owned was Air Avia. And I called him up. I said, Elias, and he lived on Las Vegas Country Club where I did, so he knew right where I was coming from. And I said, I need a helicopter for 48 hours. He said, okay, where do you want it? I said, I want it in my backyard. He's at the country club? I said, yeah, I'll get it clear. Don't worry. He said, well, you better talk to Mo, meaning Mo Dalitz, because
oh,
Mo Dalitz was our neighbor on the country club also. And he had a French poodle. And I knew this particular weekend he wasn't going to be here. He was going down to Santa Barbara. I said, I'll clear it with Mo. You clear it, Mo. I'll have it there tomorrow afternoon. So now I go tell the security guards that I all know, they know me well. They ran the gate to my parties on Monday night, and I took care of them generously all the time. I said, listen, I'm having a helicopter delivered tomorrow at my house. They said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just going to have some fun with it. So when the helicopter comes, I go to UNLV, and I'm always at the college. You know, that's where I found Steve Sharippa and everybody else that used to go there. And I got two artists. I said, I'm going to pay you. I want you to find out the logo of Aristotle Onassis' family. They said, why? I said, just find it. I want you to paint it on something. Get the colors you need and everything else. And I'll give you $5, 500 between the both of you. I said, but you got to have it done by tomorrow. And I keep calling over to the hotel, to Margulies' office. Still no answer from Aristotle. So I've said, this is the way it's got to go, I think. I'm not going to get in. Then what's his name calls me up. He's like, I'm going to deliver the roses. I said, yeah, because I needed them next day. They were unbelievable. I mean, totally insane. Long stem roses, 14 karat gold. I put them in the box. I said, this is going to be insane, insane. And the clock is ticking. Nothing's happening. So I figured I got to find out all the timing and everything else. I don't want to kill anybody.
That'd be bad.
Well, because I'm going to fly over there
Right.
in the helicopter and land it at the front door. And so now I call the guards again. I said, come over, talk to me a minute. He says, what are you going to do with this helicopter? I said, I wanted to play a joke tomorrow. I'm going to fly over to Caesar's Palace with it. He said, where are you going to land it? I said, I want to land it at the front door. They said, the front door? What are you talking about? I said, I want to make this appearance because I knew there was 500 top newspaper people from all over the world. And you know that in itself is going to get me publicity if I get and do this. So now it's getting to the time, and I call and I say to McCarran Airfield, I said, what's the protocol? I'm writing a script, and they all knew me from my show already. I said, what's the protocol, the language that I should use if somebody's landing and coming and whatever? And they gave me all the stuff to say. So I'm getting ready. So now, as it's getting really close now, I call the hotel and I say, this is McCarran Airport. I want you to know that Onassis just landed and his wing number, and I had all the numbers that I needed to give them on his helicopter, will be landing at the front door in about a half hour. So now I got to get my guards again. And I said, you got to do me a favor. I said, I'm going to land this at the airport. I mean, at the Caesar's Palace front door. How many people do you think I need to
Look like Secret Service men?
Well, no, just to move people out of the way. So
Oh,
when we land it, the blades don't cut people off.
Right, right.
So he gives me the number and that. And I said, handle it. He's, well, when are you leaving here? I said, about 7:45. He said, I got to get there earlier than that. I said, hire as many people you want, I'll take care of you. So now I have a bunch of people that work for me. I said, I need you to dress like newspaper people. He said, what? Yeah. I said, and like you wear a fedora, put a pass on it, have a pad in your pocket, because I knew they're all going to be at the staircase on the interior, because nobody's coming from outside. They're all staying in the hotel.
Right.
All guests of Sinatra's, 500 people. So now how am I going to get them outside?
Fire alarm. I don't know. What'd you do?
So what's happening?
I said, Did you pull a fire alarm?
No. Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. They'd evacuate the
Oh,
building.
that's right. That's right. You
It'd
wouldn't have
be
got it
the
back.
opposite thing I
Yeah,
wanted.
you wouldn't
Forget
get it
about
back
it.
in.
I'm glad I don't have you advising me.
That's right. That's right.
So now, time is getting ready. I call the hotel and I tell them, the PBX operator, I should tell the powers that be, security, and the showroom that Onassis and Jackie are on their way to make a surprise entrance for the party.
Birthday or the thing.
So now I called Angelo, who's the maitre d'. I said, Angelo, I said, did you hear Onassis is coming? Somebody told me. He said, how'd you find out already? I said, you better get a table or two ringside. They're coming. He said, we're already working on it. I said, that's perfect. So now I call the girl, I page her. I pick, because, it's like not like cell phones are ready available. I page her and she picks up the phone. I said, okay, have you and your crew start telling the press, they're all lined the staircase in the hallway, that Onassis and Jackie are landing here in 10 or 15 minutes. So she's got that going. So now I'm finishing getting dressed. And I was saying, if I get this, this is going to really insane. Well, how's the time? Do we have to do a commercial?
Yeah, you want to do it right in the middle, or you're going to leave us right in the middle? All right.
Well, no, I don't want to do it later.
No, let's do it. Good little cliffhanger. Give us
All right.
just a minute.
We'll
We'll
be
be
right
right
back.
back.
We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. This story's going to be insane.
Yes, it is.
Hi, everybody. It's Johnny Russo, Hollywood Godfather. As you know, and the rumor has been spreading, I have a lot to do with Corleone Fine Italian Foods. If you go to Corleone Fine Italian Foods online, you could purchase Genco olive oil. You could purchase Clemenza's meat sauce. There's so many products, and we're expanding it day by day. Go on the website, place an order. It's direct to consumer. Enjoy and try to create dinners. Now nobody has to spend 4 or 5 hours over a stove. Buy our stuff. You'll think your grandmother made it. And maybe have a dinner once a month or every other Sunday. Let's try to bring the family back to the table. That's what's missing in our society. God bless you. So now I called Joanne again, who's coordinating with me on the floor. I said, listen for the pages. I said, how's it going there? She's, well, people are starting to move out, leaving the showroom. I said, okay, we'll wait a while longer. So I call him back in 10 minutes. And I had the first cell phone in one of those big square blocks you used to carry around. And I'm up in the air with it. And we're circling the field and watching people now come out. And we're just hoovering over the fountain.
Right.
Anybody that know the configuration of Caesar's Palace, there's a driveway going in and go to the front door and a driveway going out, and there's a fountain all the way through it. But
right.
I knew there was enough space where the valet parker made the turn that I probably could land it there. And I told the pilot, he said, are you crazy? I said, yeah, you got to land there. But favor the fountain, because closer to the door, there were statues.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're circling. People are coming. Now I see people who must be the guards moving people back, and they're creating a place for me to land. But I'm milking it now. I said I kept it going another 5 minutes.
Right.
Because I wanted
crowd.
Well, no, I'm trying. No, not even the crowd. I'm trying to be coordinated that when I hit the ground, it's like 3 minutes to 8, because the downbeat in the showroom is going to be 8 o'clock, and he can't stop that. Because I know Sinatra, he would, if he thought he could stop what I was doing, well, he didn't even know what was going on. But once he saw me, when he did get to see me, it's insane. So all this is building up. And now I start to come in and land. And we're really taking our time because, I mean, it's a tedious thing.
I'm sure.
And the guy said, "Hey, Elijah's going to kill me if we break the blades." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. Just go in." And we're going in. So now we land, and I'm building it now. The rotaries have to stop spinning. I'm not going to get out there, and the
Right.
wind's going to blow my hair and all that, or cut my head off.
Right.
So when I get out, when AJ made the Edwardian tuxedo, I had a cape. So I put the cape up so you couldn't see me. I looked like Zorro,
Yeah.
and I had the box of roses, and then the guards knew to walk me in. So I got my head down. The guards had got my guys landed safely, or made like a V in front of me, and we're going up the stairs and into the casino now. There's all kinds of commotion. They think it's Onassis and Jackie O because everybody heard the buzz around and we're coming.
Oh my gosh.
We get to the top of the steps. Angelo notices me. He says, "Are you crazy?" I said, "Hey, you know me. I have to have fun." He says, "He's going to kill you." I said, "Sounds
Yeah.
good." So now I said, "Can you take me to my table, please?" I give him $200. He's going to get me fired. I said, "Don't worry about it." I get there. I sit down at the table, and he's doing one of these. And a cake. But he saw it was me. As soon as
Oh,
I had it, the downbeat and her music starts playing. The curtain opens. She's on a big swing.
oh, geez.
And, all the press, everybody's taking pictures, and it's her time. And I mean, it was such a great thing. And I'm saying to myself, I can't believe I did it. I did it. I
No.
did it. I'm sitting there, and nobody's going to get up. I'm sitting ringside. And
Right. They're not going to come drag you out now.
nobody can. So I'm watching, and she did these boots and made all that caca and all this stuff. And now it's time for her encore. Does the encore. She's doing her bows. I unbox the roses. I get on the chair, walk on the table, and I'm on the stage, and I hand her the roses on stage. And we're standing there, her and I posing, taking pictures to the left, taking pictures to the right. It's totally insane. And if you would, read just one newspaper clipping.
It's hilarious. It says, what is it? Oh, I was looking to see if it said the paper, but it says,
No.
"Who is Gianni Russo? Apparently, he's not a shy young man. He chose a helicopter to set him down near the fountainhead entrance to Caesar's Palace to deliver 2 dozen 24-carat American Beauty roses to Nancy Sinatra in the midst of all the excitement and preparation for Nancy's gala opening the 3-day round of parties being given by her Papa Frank. Maybe we'll hear more of this flamboyant young man, said to be a 6-foot playboy." That's amazing. Who has lived here 6 months, is worth, what does that say?
25 million.
That's what I thought. Is worth 25 million and owns a 4-engine jet. If it's it's pretty expensive promotion. Incidentally, he'd only met Nancy Sinatra once before.
Isn't
That's
that crazy?
amazing. That is amazing.
The
Who is this
newspapers,
guy?
but the bottom line is I don't own a jet. They elaborated on all this.
Oh
They
yeah,
said they figured
25
the
million.
guys they're spending that kind of money. I think by the end of the week I was worth $100 million.
Oh, there you go.
But it
Yeah,
was
that
so
is
crazy.
the greatest. I just think that's so funny. It's like he's met this girl one time, and boy, they got down all the important stuff. They knew that was 2 dozen 24-carat
Oh well,
rose.
so when you saw them, the whole audience went. They just
Yeah,
couldn't believe it.
no, I'm sure no one's ever seen that. That's amazing.
So guess what I do? I walk because I know Caesar's Palace backstage. I'm always back there with Sinatra when other people are there. I walk right to the back and exit.
My
And I,
job is done.
yeah, no, not, but I knew he'd be going crazy. I mean, for the next couple of weeks, he was calling everybody in the world. And then he called the wrong guy.
Uh-oh.
He called Frank Costello. He said, "This kid's out of control." And that's what he calls me, the kid. He said, "Let me tell you something, Mr. Sinatra. That's my kid.
Yeah.
Any thoughts you have, you better forget them now."
Oh my gosh.
And that was the end of that.
Got right over it.
Everybody thought I could have my legs broken, I could have this broken. First of all, Sinatra at that time was controlled by
Oh
New York
yeah.
and Chicago, because a lot of people don't know he ran to Chicago because he was around the Fischetti brothers, but they had no control over the whole world. That's when they both split him up. He had to do 16 weeks a year, 8 for New York, 8 for Chicago, no money, and bring your friends too. But is that an amazing stunt?
That is the best. Those are amazing, amazing stories. And I wish to hell there were cameras, camera phones back then. We'd have millions of pictures of it, but just picturing it in my head is fun because what a deal.
I think you just said something. I'm sure I could call the news bureau. Somebody must have film of that. We should buy
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That
Oh
would
my
be
hell, that would be so fun to see.
because there were photographers everywhere, inside, outside, everywhere.
Oh
So,
yeah.
but
I'll
that
get on. Well, speaking of that, that what was it called? Vintage Las Vegas
right.
has got some fabulous pictures on there that maybe they'll have something on there.
Well, that's where you found the Siegfried and Roy pictures of
That's
Leslie.
right. That's right. Yeah, it's
I
got
was
some
shocked to see
amazing.
them. I remember, knocking the cat out, but I didn't know everybody was filming it.
Isn't it? Well, now your show, Welcome to My Lifestyle. Is that what it
Right.
was called?
Yep.
Can you see those anywhere?
I have every one of them.
You do?
I have every. Well, that's when they were on those big 2-inch tape. I had them transfer. Oh, yeah, why wouldn't I? They
Well,
were
no,
classic.
can you? Oh, I would love to see those. Well, you know what I would love to see? I would love to see uh, your jewelry box. Just
Really, huh? A lot of people would like to see that jewelry
yeah,
box.
I love it. I love your jewelry and your clothes. Yeah, no, it's so beautiful and so fun. It's so fun to hear about all the different careers that you had.
Oh yeah, man. And we have some great stories coming up. We
Oh,
have
they're fantastic.
next week we're doing a show about the groundbreaking of the Renaissance Hotel. I was building a hotel. I broke ground April 1st, April Fool's Day, 1980, and I was building a $73 million hotel called the Renaissance. When you
Wow.
hear this story and where this goes, I mean, I'm really enjoying it myself because I'm triggering my own imagination now. And the stories, like some of the stuff I can't believe I really did, like that stunt was like multi, you know,
Oh yeah.
a
Well,
couple.
everybody around that saw that thing has got to still remember that.
Oh yeah, no,
So wild.
but and
It's
that's why, especially you people out there, you can see what we're doing now. So we want you to participate. If there's something you heard that I did or what, or read somewhere, send us a card or a letter. We'll make it a show. I mean, this is what we do. I mean, I'm enjoying this more than anything. I'm enjoying this better than having guests. And I've been getting cards and letters saying to me also, and Jeannie, that they said, this is what we wanted to hear about, the Hollywood Godfather. It's
that's
great to
right.
have guests. We like them, but your stories are insane.
They are great. And the pictures right alongside of these stories, it's like if anybody, it's like even my sister, she's like, "Oh my gosh, she's got these stories." And then here comes a picture. And they're fantastic. They are fantastic, and I love it. And I love this is the true essence of the Hollywood Godfather. It is about you. It's about your wild and fun and crazy life. Your brilliant money making mind is that's what I'm always find intriguing.
Well, that's the only way I could fuel all these stunts.
Oh, well, heck yeah. Otherwise, you might have been in jail for a lot of them if you had
And you know what? The
people.
craziest thing for our audience to know too, that stunt there was
Oh,
a lot of money. You know, I wrote it off. My guy said, how can we write this off? I said, publicity for all my products.
oh my gosh.
I'll try it. And they did and never got a call.
I need your tax guy. That's what I said. I want a tax guy that's a
Oh, my tax
creative
guy,
writer.
Bill Martin. I love him. Bill Martin. He's getting a shout out from me.
That's right. Bill, way to keep it going. It's great. All
So
right.
how are we now? What, we have anything else to do?
Nope. I think we have done it again, Gianni. We've got another great show in the box, and we are looking good. Just remind everybody again, our condolences to the family of the tragedy this weekend. We're
Please help.
wishing everybody a speedy recovery, and hold your family close. Make sure you give them all a hug, and appreciate every minute we have without crazy people shooting us.
Right. God bless you all. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Tell us what you want to hear and see.
That's right. You can find us
it.
Hollywood Godfather podcast, Real Gianni Russo. Look at us, find us on Instagram. You can watch us on YouTube. You can see it on Apple Podcast. You can listen or watch the video. So please like it, leave us a good review if you're enjoying this, and send us your questions. We'd love to get your story on next.
All right. Well, great. Thank you, my love.
Goodbye, my dear. Have a
See
great
you
night.
next week. All right, please. Thank you.
And that was that. But I'll be back.
No regrets, no complaints. Lived a life with no restraints. The little kid they all counted out proved them all wrong, that's without a doubt. Laying there with my left side numb, 5-year bout with polio, but yes, I won. From standing on corners like how many pens you want to living in a bakery, then opening my own restaurant. Of course, I had some help along the way. Friends like Frank Costello that I miss each and every day. Things from many years ago still resonate.